You ever find yourself scrolling through job postings for some amazing tech company and you think, man, this would be perfect if only I knew how to code? Yeah, that one thought stops so many talented people right in their tracks. But what if I told you that's all a myth? Today, we're going to build the playbook to get you into tech, and you won't need a single line of code.
So let's just get it out there. This question, right here, this is probably the #1 barrier people put up for themselves. This idea that the tech world is some kind of exclusive club, and the only way in is to speak Python or JavaScript. But is that really true?
Well, the short answer is a hard no. You absolutely don't need to be an engineer. But, and listen, this is a big but, you can't just wander in using the same old strategy. It won't work. You need a totally different game plan, a playbook designed specifically for the non-coder. And that's exactly what we're going to build together right now.
Our path forward is built on this really simple but honestly powerful 3-pillar framework. We're talking about your foundation, your toolkit, and your engine. If you get these 3 things right, you're going to be unstoppable.
Okay, let's dive into Pillar 1, your foundation. Now, this isn't about resumes or networking. Not yet. This is all about the fundamentals. It's about who you are and how you show up. Because in a fast-moving industry like tech, your professional character, well, it's everything.
So, this foundation, it really boils down to 3 core traits. And yeah, they might seem simple on the surface, but trust me, mastering them is completely non-negotiable. You've got to be resourceful, you've got to be respected, and you've got to be reliable. So let's dig into what each of those actually means in practice.
First up, resourcefulness. Look, tech moves at a ridiculous pace. Nobody has all the answers. Nobody. So the most valuable people, the ones who really shine, are the ones with that all-figured-out mentality. They don't just sit around waiting to be told what to do or how to do it. The information is out there. Your job is to be the person who hunts it down, and this is the crucial part, actually puts it to use.
Next, being respected. And respect isn't something you're just given. It's earned through action. You can't be a wallflower and expect to get noticed. It's all about how you carry yourself, making thoughtful recommendations, and having the confidence to share your ideas and prove that you know what you're talking about when you're in the room.
And that brings us to that 3rd foundational trait, reliability. This quote, it just says it all. You can be the most talented, brilliant person in the world, but if people can't count on you, that talent is basically wasted. Consistency, that's what builds trust. That's what builds a rock-solid reputation. Being the person who delivers time and time again, that is your superpower.
Okay, so our foundation is in place. Let's move on to Pillar 2, your toolkit. Think of these as the tangible assets, the actual tools you're going to use to get your foot in the door. And we're going to focus on the 2 most critical tools in the whole box. First, a resume that screams impact, not just a boring list of your job duties. And second, a set of strong, credible references who can actually speak to how great you are. These 2 things, they're your entry tickets.
All right, this right here is probably the most important shift you need to make. On the left, managed team projects. Okay, so what? That's a responsibility. It's passive. But look at the right. Delivered projects 15% ahead of schedule. That is a result. It's active, it's measurable, and it shows your direct impact. Tech companies want to see the numbers. How did you make things more efficient? How did you help grow the user base? Every single line on your resume needs to answer that question. So what?
The other key tool is your references. And this is so much more than just a list of former managers. This is about building a professional reputation so strong that when your name comes up in a conversation, people immediately think, oh yeah, they're good. They get stuff done. Your network should basically become your personal team of advocates.
Foundation set? Check. Toolkit assembled? Check. All right, now for the most critical part, Pillar 3, your engine. This is where we take all that prep and actually put it into motion to go land that role.
So here's the absolute truth of it. While almost everyone else is out there spamming the easy apply button online, the people who are landing the best jobs are having conversations. They get that the best roles are often filled by someone who had a coffee chat with the hiring manager weeks before that job was even posted. The doors are opened by people, not by some application algorithm.
And hey, if you need proof, the data backs this up over and over again. A huge chunk of the best opportunities, we're talking something like 70%, they're found through referrals and your personal network. So if you're only focusing on online applications, you're fighting with everybody else for just a tiny slice of the pie. So what's the actual plan? First, you got to build real relationships. Go beyond just clicking connect on LinkedIn. Maybe join a niche Slack community. Contribute something thoughtful. Find some real common ground. Second, you have to be proactive. Don't wait for a job posting to appear. Reach out to people at companies you admire and just start a conversation. And third, when the time is right, you leverage those authentic relationships for a referral. So there you have it. The foundation, the toolkit, and the engine. The playbook is officially complete. Which means the only question left that really matters is, what's your first play going to be?
All right, let's just do a super quick recap of the entire system. Pillar 1, that's your foundation, being resourceful, respected, and reliable. Pillar 2 is your toolkit, a resume that focuses on results and really strong references. And Pillar 3, that's your engine. You build relationships, you reach out proactively, and you leverage those connections.
Look, this is a simple, powerful framework, and we know it works. But a playbook is completely useless if it just sits on the shelf, right? You now have the complete strategy to break into tech without writing a single line of code. The only thing left to do is make your first move. So what's the one thing you're going to do today to get started? Are you going to rewrite just one bullet point on your resume to focus on results? Or maybe reach out to just one person at a company you really admire? The choice is yours. Go make a play.